Welcome everyone. We have 8 Boulder Mirror Cup battles here. The first one is, these first two are against JDL37. These are just practice battles. So I go in with a team of Skarmory, Medicham, and Claydol. And I lead with Skarmory and he leads with Bronzong. I switch out right away thinking that this is a bad matchup for Skarmory, but in reality I checked later and it was actually slightly positive in Skarmory's favor. But I switched to Medicham, which is a safe switch in, even though Bronzong is sort of a soft check to Medicham. I go for the power-up punch. I miss a couple of the bubbles, and he doesn't shield. I get the boost, and then he hits me with a Slide Shock. I'm gonna use a shield, and get some more counters in. Go for the second power-up punch. This time I think I still miss a few bubbles. No, I got the excellent. He shields, and then I'm trying to take him down before he's able to get to another Slide Shock, but he's able to get to one Slide Shock just before fainting, so I have to burn my last shield. So at this point I'm down 0 shields to 1, which is not a great position for me, and I'm thinking that he's probably going to come in with something that resists power-up punch, probably Medicham, so I go for Ice Punch right away. And he burns his last shield here, and I was thinking I wouldn't be able to get to another power-up punch. I was afraid that I was gonna get KO'd right away, so in hindsight, actually I guess it kind of worked out because I was able to get to another power-up punch. But if I had gone for the power-up punch first, those last few counters would have done some extra damage. And then here he KOs me. Looks like it was a charge move priority tie, so he got locked into his charge move before and he wasn't able to stop it. And then I come in with Skarmory. I'm just trying to, actually no, I came in with Claydol, and I'm just trying to take him out as fast before he's able to get to another charge move. He comes with a Swampert. I have some difficulty in the switch in, but luckily I'm able to switch out before Hydro Cannon comes, which would have done a lot of damage to Claydol. So I tank it with Skarmory, and I'm able to, actually I think he's able to get to another Hydro Cannon, because I was late on that switch, but fortunately I'm able to survive this, and then I'm able to get to a Sky Attack and take out his Swampert with just a little bit of health left, which is good for me because it means his Medicham, when he comes back in, is not going to be able to farm me for energy. Takes me out with one counter, and then even though he has one boost, Claydol is tanky enough that it's able to survive this Ice Punch. It's going to do about half my remaining health, and I'm able to hit the Earth Power and take out his Medicham. So that's game 1. So GG. Claydol in this meta is really more of an off-meta pick. I didn't actually end up using it. I was just practicing with it just a little bit for fun. It's sort of a soft check to Medicham in the way that other Confusion users are, but it still loses if Medicham has shields, so it's good for late game when shields are already down if it's able to land an Earth Power. And then so for game 2 I go in with Medicham, Donphan with Charm because I just wanted to try it just for fun, and then Probopass. So I lead off with Medicham, JDL leads off with a shiny Swampert. And then right off at the beginning, I start to lag, and I lose probably like at least four counters, I think. So I shield here, and he gets me with the shield bait, going for a Muddy Water. And on top of that, I get the attack boost, so I'm thinking, man, I've lost, I got the lag, I got debuff, not the boost, the debuff, and then so I'm really not in a good position right now, but he shields the first power punch, which I don't know if he really meant to do that. Definitely wasn't worth burning a shield there, but luckily I'm sort of evens it out a little bit, and then I shield the Hydro Cannon this time, and I'm able to get to another power punch. So with the debuff, this is now basically like a first power punch, just normal power. And then he hits me with another Hydro Cannon. I have no more shields left, so I just have to tank it. But I am able to survive, luckily, fortunately. And here's just a race to see who could KO the other first, and since he does have Muddy Water, which is a slightly, I think it takes one less mud shot to get to Muddy Water, he's able to KO me right there. So then they come in with Donphan because Pro Pass is a very bad matchup against Swampert, and I'm sure he probably wasn't expecting a Donphan, so I got ready to switch, but he comes with Medicham, so I'm thinking he must have Gallade or something in the back, because why would he come in with Medicham with when Charm Donphan is a hard counter to anything with Charm is a hard counter to Medicham, and I'm able to take him down with just quick moves. And then of course he does have Gallade in the back, so I use Play Rough. He still has one more shield, so he burns that last shield, and then he's able to take me out with one confusion or two confusions. I'm able to get off like one or two charms to do some damage, and then I come with Pro Pass here, so I'm thinking that, you know, I could probably win this since confusion is slow and does very little damage. He goes for the Leaf Blade here, which doesn't do too much. I go for the Magnet Bomb, which I wasn't sure how much it would do. I actually thought it would get closer to KOing the Gallade, but he still survives with some health, and he's able to get off a second Leaf Blade. So really I should have lost this match, because if he had gone for a close combat, which I think he told me that he didn't have a close combat unlocked, but if he had, that definitely would have knocked out my Pro Pass. Because one close combat takes 60 energy, whereas two Leaf Blades take 70, so he's able to get to two Leaf Blades, which means definitely could have knocked me out with just one close combat. So now on to my actual Boulder Mirror Cup tournament. We're just going straight ahead to the third round. You see my team and Clever's team on the right hand side of the screen. So I lead off in this match with Medicham, and he goes with Skarmory. So we just play it out here. I go for the Power Punch first, and then he's not going to shield. I'm able to hit all the bubbles, fortunately. And he comes at me with a Sky Attack. I'm going to burn a shield. And then get some more counters in, get to a second Power Up Punch. He does a really good switch right there into Marsh Stomp. So I waste my energy, and I don't even get all the bubbles on this Marsh Stomp right here. And then I'm thinking I'm going to get a little bit more energy and then switch out to Torterra. Ideally, I would have not used the Power Punch right there and then switched immediately to Torterra, so that I could have farmed the Marsh Stomp for energy. And then he comes back in with Skarmory. And then these Razor Leafs are going to be double resisted. So it's not going to do very much damage, but at the same time, his Skarmory is pretty low in health, so he's probably thinking that he wants to play it safe, so he goes for the Sky Attack. I was probably still 3 or so Razor Leafs away from a charge move, so that's good for me. He burns his energy on my Torterra, so I come back in with Medicham and take him out with just one, maybe two counters, and I have energy ready to go, so I go straight for the Power Up Punch, and I'm able to not quite get excellent. He burns his second shield, and I'm able to get to another Power Punch before he hits the Hydro Cannon. I think it might have been a charge move priority tie, so he burns his last shield. And here, let's see what I do. I shield, because I know these mud shots are not going to do very much damage, and I have, I think, 3 boosts at this point, so these counters are doing a lot of damage on their own, even though I'm not able to get to another charge move. And then he takes me out with a Hydro Cannon. At this point, I have my Skarmory at full health. His Swampert's almost dead, so I'm able to take him out with just Air Slash. It will take at least 2 Hydro Cannons to kill a Skarmory, so I'm able to feed him down just quick moves. So that's game 1. And then GG there. Got our friendship increase. Badge medal. So here for game 2 I go in with stuff standard meta team with Medicham, Skarmory, and Swampert. Waiting for my opponent to select his team. So it's a mirror match to lead off Medicham against Medicham. So we're just both going for counters. I hit the power punch first, so I'm thinking, okay, that's good. I have charge move priority here, so that's good for me. If I didn't have charge move priority, I'd probably want to switch out right away. So I keep going for the counters, trying to hit that second power up punch, and then here's something I didn't expect. He hits me with a psychic, so trying to get people with the off meta picks. So I hit a second power up punch, able to get excellent this time. He still doesn't burn a shield, but trying to get to this power punch before he's able to, and I am, but I miss 1 or 2 of the bubbles, so I only get a great, and he's able to survive and take me out with counters. So I come in with Skarmory here, and then I burn a shield, which was probably not a great decision. He did have, I think, 1 boost maybe, or maybe not. And then he comes in with Skarmory, so it's a mirror match. I'm down a shield, so I'm thinking I'm going to try to bait the flash cannon and then use sky attack. So that's what I do. He doesn't fall for it, although in reality it's not. Flash cannon isn't a lot better anyway, so he just tanks it, doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And I'm thinking I'm also just going to take it because I want to save my shield for Swampert just in case, and he goes for the flash cannon. So I eat a flash cannon, and then here again I'm thinking I'm just going to try to bait a shield, go for the air slash sky attack. This time he does shield, and then he's able to get to another sky attack. And then at the end here, I'm thinking I'm probably not going to be able to get to 2 sky attacks, so I just go for the flash cannon. But with these air slashes doing pretty little damage, I probably could have gotten to a second sky attack. It's debatable. But I'm not sure if it really would have made much difference in this match anyway, since I'm down both my shields now, and he comes in with Gliscor, and even though Gliscor is weak to water and Hydro Cannon hits very hard, it has pretty high defense, so it's able to tank it. And these Mudshots are going to do almost no damage, so I have to get to a second Hydro Cannon. So he goes for the Aerial Ace. So I'm thinking, okay, he doesn't have energy, even though Fairy Cutter charges quickly, so I try to farm a little bit right there, and then get off the second Hydro Cannon before he gets to another Aerial Ace. But it's GG anyway because his Skarmory has energy, and he's able to hit the Sky Attack before I could get to a Hydro Cannon. So that's game 2. Tied 1-1, and then we go on to our third match. So as you can see, he's running a team with double Mud Boys, Swampert, and Marshtomp. And the Gliscor, a little bit of a fringe meta. So here I go in with a full meta team again, just in a different order, leading off with Skarmory, and he leads off with Medicham. So kind of how this plays out. Medicham wins it, burning 2 shields. But then Skarm, at least for me, I will still have 1 shield at the end. So I'll be up a shield, but I'll be down a Pokemon. Let's go for the Sky Attack. He's going to shield. And then I shield the second Power-Up Punch, just so I can get off a second Sky Attack and burn his last shield. I'm just able to get it off. It's a little bit of lag right there. And then he burns a second shield. And then he got locked into his charge move, so he burns the last of his energy on the little bit of health that I have left on my Skarmory. And then I come in here with Medicham because it resists counter. Don't want Swampert taking the extra boosted counter damage. Here, so I burn my last shield. And then I'm able to take it down. Actually, he switches out to Skarmory because he doesn't want me to get any more energy. I hit the Power Punch. And then here I go for a second Power Punch. And then I think he's able to get to the Sky Attack here and knock me out. I think in hindsight it probably would have been better for me to switch to follow his switch to Swampert and take him out there. And then here I know Mudshot's not doing very much damage, so I try to farm a little bit of energy before he's able to get to Sky Attack, and then I hit him with a Hydro Cannon. And then he comes in with Gliscor again, and then so I have a little bit of energy built up. I know it's going to be an uphill battle, so I try to... So here, I think here he made a little mistake. If he had just gone for the Earthquake, he would have won. He makes a quick switch, expecting my Hydro Cannon. In reality, I probably needed to hit it with Hydro Cannon anyway because Mudshot isn't going to do much damage, and his counters are boosted. So then he comes back in with Gliscor. I hit him with a Hydro Cannon, but we know from the last game that he's able to tank it. So here I'm thinking that he probably has an energy advantage on me, so he should be able to hit his final charge move first, but I just barely beat him to it. I asked him afterwards, and he said it wasn't a tie. He said he was like maybe like 1 or 2 Fairy Cutters away from getting to the second Aerial Ace, so I do just barely win that one. But again, if he had gone for the Earthquake, he definitely could have won. So onto the 4th round of the tournament. This is the last round against Mighty Joe. At this point, I think the 2 of us were the only remaining undefeated so far. So I lead off with a Swampert, and he leads off with a Skarmory. I think I also had Skarmory and Medicham in the back, so I hit him with a Hydro Cannon right at the start. And right after getting that off, I switch to Skarmory to tank his Sky Attack, but at the same time he switches to Torterra because he wanted to try to get that Razor Leaf damage off against my Swampert before I was able to switch. But we both timed at the same time, and fortunately for me it worked out. I'm able to just farm his Torterra for a lot of energy. I do have to burn 1 shield here to not take damage from the Stone Edge. And then so I think he comes back in with a Skarmory. And then he's going to hit me with a Sky Attack here, knocking the shield. It's not going to do very much damage to me. And here, so I go for the actually go for the Flash Cannon, hoping that he won't shield. And he doesn't. And then here, we're both at 1 shield apiece. So I go for the Sky Attack, try to bait another Flash Cannon just to get his last shield. And he does burn his last shield. Here I'm thinking I'm just going to take the sky attack. I got my 1 shield advantage. And we both have 2 Pokemon left. So I come in with Medicham. Let's get that first Power Punch boost. Remember my last shield here. But I am going to get this Power Punch off. Let's get the boost, and then he's going to be down to his final Pokemon, which I believe is Medicham. So he comes with Medicham, and at this point, I'm at an advantage because I have that 1 attack boost. He does not, and I still have Swampert in the back as well. So I go for the second Power Punch just to get another boost, and then after that, I think I'm going to go for the Ice Punch. With the Ice Punch. Actually, I switch out to Swampert. Probably wasn't necessary either way, but I just finish it quicker. Get this Hydro Cannon off, and that should be enough, just about enough. 1 mud shot, and his Medicham is down. So that's game 1. Yeah, so as you can see, we have the same team, pretty much identical teams. The only difference being that I brought Probopass and he brought Bastiodon. But at least I ended up not using Probopass at all. I don't know if he ended up using Bastiodon, but he didn't in any of our matches. So here I lead off with Skarmory, then have Gallade and Swampert in the back. He leads off with Medicham, which is a very common lead-off matchup, Skarmory versus Medicham. Goes with Power Punch, I don't shield. I get to a Sky Attack, and he's going to burn his first shield. So an interesting note about this matchup is that there's actually a defensive breakpoint for Skarmory. I think if its IVs are 0, 14, 15, which is like, I think the top IV combination, and there might be a few others below that as well. But if it has like a certain defense, it's able to reach a bulk point where a counter will actually do 1 less damage. My Skarmory has IVs 0, 5, 13, so it's not able to reach that breakpoint, so it does die a little bit faster to Medicham with 15 attack. So my Skarmory dies, I come in with Gallade, just because I know I'll resist the fine attack damage. He goes for an Ice Punch. I tank it, just because I want to save my last shield for Swampert at the end. He comes with Torterra. I hesitate on that charge move because I wanted to see what it was, but fortunately I got locked into confusion, so I wasn't able to get a Leaf Blade off, and really it didn't matter anyway. Although if I had shielded his Ice Punch from Medicham, I might have been able to get a close combat, and then I don't know, it would have been close. I'm not exactly sure how that would have played out. So on to the third match. I lead off with Medicham, and I have a Skarmory and Torterra in the back. So we actually ended up with the same teams for this last battle. Both of us had the same team. I see here right away that he has charge move priority, so I don't want to stay in because I don't want to lose my Medicham right off the bat. So I get this Power Punch off, and then I get a few more counters, and then I switch just before he's able to get to... Actually, no, I think I mess up on the switch. So he does get to second Power Punch. I burn a shield. And then I switch to Skarmory. At this point, he has 2 boosts. He follows my switch to Mirror Skarmory. So again, we had the same team, so he had Torterra in the back. Didn't want to bring that in. at this point, so I am, I think, down a shield. So I think I try to bait a flash cannon, hoping that he'll burn a shield on the sky attack, which he does. But it's still an uphill battle for me since I was late on that switch out of that Medicham. And then here, I try to get that flash cannon off just before he could hit a sky attack, but I don't think it really made much difference anyway. I just tanked the sky attack from him. So I hit the flash cannon. It's still not going to do a lot of damage. It's about, what, like a quarter? And I'm hoping here I could get to the sky attack, and I made a mistake here of not under-tapping, so as you can see, I had the sky attack fully charged. If I just under-tapped, I could have gotten it off. But that actually, it didn't make a huge difference in the end. So I come back in here with Skarmory, go straight for the power-up punch. If I'd gotten that sky attack off, I would have just... it might have actually been worse just because I wouldn't have gotten that boost with this extra energy. So here he comes with Torterra, and he still has his shield. So I go for the Ice Punch, which in hindsight was a mistake that cost me this game. I was thinking I wouldn't have enough time to get to a second charge move, so that's why I went for the Ice Punch. But if I had just gone for the Power Punch and he had shielded, my last couple counters, last 2 or 3 counters would have done extra damage, which would have been significant because right here I come with Torterra, and he's able, with the energy advantage, he's able to get to a charge move just before my Torterra does, and I don't shield. I would have lost anyway, but if I had gone for the power punch on that Medicham, I might have been able to take down his Medicham with Razor Leaf on my Torterra at the end, but it would have been close. So good games there. Congrats to Mighty Joe on winning the tournament, and hope everyone enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think of Boulder Cup, Mirror Cup in general. I'm going to be doing a Kingdom Cup tournament this weekend, so probably make another video about that, along with hopefully some practice battles beforehand. And then, yeah, see you guys in the next video.